Hello there, my friends. Greetings. How's everybody doing? Alright, I got some spiffy new settings that I'm playing around here with my streaming software where I can see the chat and... Hold on, let me turn this gain down a little bit. It's a little loud. Alright, we got Cindy S., IMRL, Element 115, and B. Greetings, my friends. Good to see you guys in the chat here already. Cindy, you were a little bit early, too. Tom, hey there. Terry, Patrick, greetings. Victoria, hello there. Arrow Breezy, Michael Downs. What it do indeed. You got me on the aux in the car. Pass the aux, my friend. 97 Scarlet Witch. Hey, that's a fancy appearance you're making there. Okay, yeah, that's right. Missed Advance. One of my original YouTube homies. Tom, I'm doing well, my friend. I've had a bit of a hard time getting online today because of some situations that occurred. I'll tell you guys about in a few minutes. But apparently one or more squirrels and or rats have a major problem with me being able to mow my lawn because they keep destroying parts of my lawnmower. Grandma Darkness, greetings. Fall Alicious Saturday night. I think that is exactly the kind of night I'm having. Terry, you want to know where I'm from? Is that right? I'm originally from New York. Now I live in Florida. It's pretty standard migration pattern. Almost everybody that is in Florida right now originally came from New York in some way or another. Yes, Tom, these rodents are indeed high-level saboteurs. I'm not too close to the hurricane right now, but odds are, if the last 3 years are any indication, it's just a matter of time before my area gets hit with hurricanes. It does happen pretty much every year nowadays. But I like to be prepared, so pretty much have anything that I would need in such an event. I am going to be doing the whole face cam thing shortly once a few more people come online. I know this is kind of a late notice and earlier than normal stream time frame for what I normally do, but I appreciate you guys coming out. We got about 19 people right now, I think. Very cool. Okay, so what I wanted to do today was I've been talking about this for a while, but I found some of the old scripts that I wrote about my dreams, and I decided that maybe I could read a couple of those as my stories, my live stories for tonight. And amidst that, there was something that I wanted to share with you guys. It's a collaboration that I did with my friend Ghost Mummy, and I've been wondering about how I would share that with my viewers and promote it on my channel. And I think the best way would be to have a segment about dreams because the story was basically written around the character, my YouTube persona of mr.xdreams, and is embodied in one of the central characters of this story called Everyone Dreams by Ghost Mummy. She wrote it and produced it, and I played one of the main characters there, and I really want to share that with you guys. It came out really well. It's about an hour long, so if you want to take an hour on a drive to or from work, if you work far away from where you live like I do, or if you just hanging out for an hour, it's a really fascinating story, and the story, from what I'm told, is going to continue from where it leaves off, and it will leave you wanting more if you're anything like me. Grandma Darkness, you're cooking jerk chicken. That's a really good idea. Kind of wish I had some right now. Clarissa, Luna Moon, Jessica D. Greetings, my friends. Nice to have you here. Let's see, who's texting me? Oh. Got a notification from my own channel. That's nice. Changing our planet and its weather for their purposes. I wonder about that sometimes. Greetings, Jessica D. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. No worries. Oh, did you listen to the collaboration already? Is that what you're saying? That's pretty cool. Alright, so actually, I will start off so that people in the future listening to this live stream will be able to easily find it. I'll play this little trailer that Ghost Mummy put together for me, for my channel, so that you guys can listen to it. If you give me a minute, I'll track that down. It's just about a little minute-long segment of the story itself towards the beginning, just to give you a little teaser, a little taste as to what to expect. And then we'll get into some of my own dreams that most of you probably haven't heard, because these are basically my first 5 videos. I have over, I think, 100 or 120 videos on my channel right now. And there was once a time where that's all I was doing on this channel. So you might not have heard it. So I'm going to retell some of those stories for you guys tonight, if you care to listen. So give me 1 second here and I will pull that up for you. Oh, we got some new souls here. To the stream anyway. Ruben Flores, Amzikins, Super Stellar, Kid Frankie, greetings. It's going well, thanks for asking, my friends. Hey, and looks like Jessica D has seen that collaboration, and sounds like she enjoyed it, so she can definitely vouch for this. Let's see here, make sure the volume is on point. Alright, so you guys should be able to hear this in just a second. Okay, we got another new person, GXR CIX525. That is an interesting name. I'm going to call you G from now on, if need be. Alright guys, so I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to this about a 1.5-minute preview of this amazing story that Ghost Mummy put together, and I had the honor of playing one of the main characters. Probably the biggest collab character role that I've ever done, and definitely one of the most interesting characters. So check it out. Harry Potter?
He asked in a mocking tone, a grin spreading across his face at my discomfort. I grabbed the book back and stuffed it in my bag, embarrassed.
You weren't reading it.
He smirked.
You were daydreaming.
I looked up at him from faffing in my bag. I beg your pardon?
I saw you staring out the window. Never once saw you look at your book.
I blinked rapidly. Alarm bells ringing. You were watching me.
Kind of.
He said unashamedly.
I was sitting in the park across the way, people watching, and I noticed you staring out the window.
He sipped his coffee, peering at me over the rim of his mug.
So you like to dream while awake?
What?
Do you remember your sleeping dreams?
I placed my coffee cup slowly down on the table.
The subject of dreams has always been a fascination of mine. Do you dream?
He interrupted my reverie. I was startled by his question. Everyone dreams, I replied tersely.
But not everyone remembers them. Some even deny they dream at all. What do you dream about?
What?
All right, so man, that's a pretty good representation of what you're gonna hear when you go in and watch that video. I'm gonna put a link to it in the description down below so that you can easily find it. Let me go over and do that real quick. All right, so when you go down in the description box of this video, this live stream, I don't know if it's going to be there right now or later on, but you'll see that the link to the actual full hour-long production. Really nice. I really liked it. So let's see. I think I might have missed someone. Amber Chavez, greetings. Let's see, Larry and Candace. Julietta. Hello there, my friends. Hope you guys are all well. Darren Daw, hello. So, I think we got a pretty good amount of people in here. How many people in the UK right now? Oh my goodness. Already starting with the donations, huh? Amzikins, again. As I believe you did not long before. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that donation. Background looks cool. How does this look? Tell me. Look at that. That's pretty cool, huh? I don't know if you guys follow my Instagram, but I have been posting little DIY things, and these are some of them that I did recently. Just little orbs of light that you can make for about maybe $3 each, I think. Check out my Instagram at mr.xdreams, mr.xdreams, if you want to learn how to make these little things. And they look really cool on video as well. Goodness, Jessica D, thank you so much. I see a common link there. Buttery voice. That's, I guess the more buttery my voice, the more donations I'll get. So that's amazing. Thank you both so much. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Tom, it's a really good collaboration. I really enjoyed doing it, and trust me when I tell you there's going to be more in store there, and it's going to be really dope. Someone said something that... Okay. Glad I'm okay. Okay. Well, glad you're okay. Wait, somebody said something about trying to kill them. Oh. Amber, you're listening from a hospital bed. Your ear piercing tried to kill you but failed. Goodness gracious. You are going to have to elaborate on that, my friend. Please. Yeah, that's no good. Gee, you like the background. I recently did that just for you guys. Like my last live stream, I did some overhaul of my studio. This is like maybe $30 worth of lighting. These little fairy lights you can get on Amazon. I just plugged them in, stuck them around the little push pins, and had them just all over the place in there, and it looks pretty cool. I like it. Then I made that light triangle that if you follow my Instagram, you will have probably seen that. I used the same lighting to make a light triangle that lights up here from the front, so you could kind of see a little bit more detail in this up here, this area, whatever you call that. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, Brad, you said the DIY things on Instagram look cool. I'm glad you like it. It's little things. Every time I do a little project here and there, I like to make a small video for you guys to see what I get up to, and maybe learn a thing or two about your own things that you can do creatively on your own for yourself. Let me see if I can angle this a little bit better so I can talk to you guys and you don't have to look at that big old microphone. These would make some pretty nice little Christmas gifts or decorations. I mean, you could just kind of put them up anywhere. The battery packs is not that big. I wish that it was a little bit smaller, but it is what it is. It's cheap. I got the little cheap fairy light packs. Everything from Amazon. Even the glue that I used came from Amazon. And yes, I do have an infinity gauntlet. And maybe next stream, I'll actually wear the infinity gauntlet and just show it off for everybody, because I'm super proud of that thing. It's really one of the hallmarks of my cosplaying capabilities to be put on display. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. You'd be okay if I had to arrest you, as long as I kept talking. Well, when I arrest people, I do talk a lot. I can't pretend that I don't get really chatty whenever I lock someone up. Did I just say that, really? Well, there goes the mystery there. Okay. Tom, you're saying Stories is your man. He's the one that brings yours and your girlfriend's work to life. Can you explain that, please? And by the way, did Amber Chavez explain how she was nearly killed by an ear piercing? Springtrap, greetings, my friend. Good to see you here. I did this early live stream mainly for people over in the UK, so they don't have to be up at 2 in the morning and just to hear me for a few minutes. That's pretty crazy to be when I do like 9 p.m. Eastern time. They're 5 hours ahead, so that's like 2 in the morning, and that's definitely not something I like putting people through. If they like listening to me and talking to me and hanging out and chatting and stuff like that, I'm not always going to make you go through that. That's just unkind. It would be unkind on my part. So whenever I can, I like to hook you guys up with a little bit of an early stream. Let's see, more chat. Superstellar says, "Wait, what? What do you mean?" Oh, I get it. You are a cop. That's a good question. Yeah, it's all about how you treat people, you know what I mean? It's treating people like crap is never really a good impression to make, no matter how bad you think the person is. Okay, Amber, you're saying okay. Piercing in February, diabetes didn't allow your body to heal, infection ensues late July. ER admits you and holds you hostage for 5 days now. Antibiotics. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you are on the road to recovery. That's definitely good. Turn on another one of these lights. Maybe get a little bit of lighting over here. Yeah, once you're done with that round of antibiotics, make sure that you replenish the fauna in your gut by taking like some kind of probiotic or eating yogurt or something like that, because that can really wreak havoc on your system over time. You got to rebuild that, because that'll kill everything, and it's not really the best way to live your life, in my opinion. That's just me, and I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist or anything, obviously, but I do know that it feels better when you have some bacteria in your gut that's supposed to be there. Trust me. Okay, stories. So, Tom, you're saying your girlfriend and you are both writers for stories, and are you meaning stories, fables, ghostly tales, or who are you referring to? Amanda Lynn, greetings, my friend, and Lee Underhill, hello there. I think I saw your name up there earlier. I might have missed responding to you. Sorry about that. Hello, Star Knight Division, greetings. That's a pretty cool name. That logo looks familiar. And Durand, greetings. Okay, Stray Panther 79, Ariel. Hello there. Okay. Ariel, you like my narrations, do you? That's really good news. I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me know. Stray Panther, you've been meaning to catch a live stream for a while, huh? Yeah. So, Amber, are they going to have to sew that up, or are they just going to remove the whole earlobe, or is it even on your ear? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. All right. Clarissa, you said I'm very talented. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna open up my dream archives here, and see what I can find. And it's crazy, because I went through some of these old dreams, And there's a lot of them that once I write a dream out, it's hard for me to really relive it again after a while. And these dreams I wrote them out years ago, so reading it is almost like it almost takes me back to it, like for the first time, like I'm re-experiencing it all over again. And that's kind of probably what's going to happen today as we go into this. Kallist Enoch, is that correct? And Denali, greetings, my friends. Thank you for joining us. Denali, you say you have an interesting story for me. Well, you can send me an email at mr.xdreams54@gmail.com. And that email address is basically in the description box for every one of my videos, pretty much. I look forward to hearing your story. Amzikins, yes, actually I did. I did hear back from Mortis Media. We're in the early stages of planning something out. So thanks very much again for being the arbiter of that potential collaboration. That's going to be really cool. It's so funny that we were just talking about. I was talking about how once in a while a subscriber, a dreamer, will come to me and say, hey, I wish you could collab with this person or that person. And it'll be someone that I don't really know. So this is the second time, or maybe even the third time, that a dreamer has come to me and said that, and then proceeded to go out and comment on someone else's video saying, hey, you should collab with mr.xdreams. And then they reach out to me or they respond to me. It's really a cool thing, because then we end up sharing each other's fan bases and kind of being exposed to one another's viewers, and that grows the community. And that's always a good thing, really. The community in this corner of YouTube, as far as I've seen, certainly the community that I'm trying my best to foster and build, the community of dreamers of which you are all a part, we are an unusually supportive and good-willed group of people. I'll leave it at that. Not that any other group is not good, or that there's something wrong with them, or they're just mean people or anything like that, but I noticed that this community tends to attract really strong, supportive, and loyal people, especially my dreamers, of course. So let's see here. What kind of dream stories are you guys thinking of? What would you like to hear? I've got some pretty chill ones, some surreal, bizarre kind of serene type of feels. I've got some involving zombies. I've got some ones that involve bizarre. I've got one that's a bizarre, possible demon child that I witnessed be born from someone who in the dream was my own wife, which is weird. I've got some about monsters. I've got some interesting ones where I changed the entire reality of the dream. That was the first time I exhibited any kind of dream mastery powers, which was very interesting. And oh, you said Morty mentioned me on a live stream. Tell me what he said. I hope it was good. Ariel, okay, let's see. Lady McCreepsta? Never heard of her. Wow, looks like I've been talking my head off and I didn't even, haven't even kept up with this chat. Ariel, you also said that you liked that dream story. There will be a continuation, as far as I know. Ghost Mummy has said she's writing it as she's writing it right now. So hopefully, and I can't wait for that. It's going to be really good. Yes, Ambar, Chavez, if I didn't say this before, I really do wish you a fast recovery. I hope that that doesn't happen again, because that's pretty crazy. Having an infection that just won't heal, having to go on antibiotics, that sucks. I feel your pain, and I hope that is over with and done with very soon. Let's see. Yeah, okay. You really should collab with Lady Creeper. Yeah, I saw that. I'll have to look into that. Lady McCreepsta. Never heard of her. Seems like I know there's a lot of people in this community that there's always new channels popping up like every day. Arab Breezy 1988. Hey, have a good time at I guess your nephew's birthday party. Okay, alright, I see 1 vote for zombies. Am I controlling lucid dreams? Yes, controlling lucid dreams is that's to me the golden goose of the dream experience. Being able to manipulate the dream world and creatures within it it's huge. Any dreams that predicted the future? I can't say that I have. I don't think so. I know some people who have, but I myself have not. Okay. Cinephobics1, greetings. Hello there, I don't think I greeted you yet. Meg K, greetings my friend. Welcome to your first live stream. Wendigo stories, I have a Wendigo story, Meg, but I haven't proofread it yet, and I don't know if it's a very good or very plausible, believable story. So I'm kind of holding off on it right now. I did have a sort of werewolf / aswang story from the Philippines that I uploaded a couple weeks ago, or maybe even last weekend, that you might like. Okay, demon stories. I got about 4 votes for demon story. So the one that I'm going to start with, I labeled it as a dark child, and you'll see why. And it's the closest thing I can say is, I mean, either this thing is a demon or something extremely powerful. You have been able... Okay, Enoch. A fitting name for someone who can control their dreams. Got a crash course on it when you had a demon come after you in your dream. Interesting. Yeah, make sure you guys have notifications turned on, because there's no telling, and that I need every bit of exposure I can get, because I hardly get any views anymore for some reason. It seems like even the videos that I have out recently, just they get views for like a day or two, and then they just stop. So make sure you guys are sharing the videos if you like it, if you enjoy it, and you know somebody who would also enjoy one of my videos. Please, yeah, go ahead and share it. That way, hopefully that gets the word around, and maybe one of these days I'll make it to 20,000 subscribers, which would be mind-boggling to me, because I remember when I was losing my mind over getting 100 subscribers, and now I'm at over 19,000. It's nuts. But it's always forward and upward in this world. That's what I like to say. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna check her out. And check out that channel you mentioned there, Ariel. Brad, you still have the 10,000 screenshot? Yeah, I think we got that one right on the money, didn't we? Oh, is that right? I didn't even know you could thumbs up the live. Well, I guess so, yeah, because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at like the creator page when I'm seeing this live stream. And yeah, definitely give it a thumbs up if you're enjoying yourself. If you think that I'm just BSing and I don't know what I'm doing, then yeah, go ahead and don't do that. Or even thumbs down if you really want to ruin my day. Not really. It's really hard to ruin my day. Excuse me 1 second. And we're back. That's some fancy stuff right there, isn't it? Courtesy of my new stream deck. I don't know. Let me see if you guys can see this thing. I got all these fancy little buttons, many of them with cool animations. So if something happens, if I need to change my scene on OBS, if I change what you are seeing, if I want to show you an ad for my shirts, do it right there. If I want to show you my big face, I'll do it like that. If I want to share my screen, I would do that. Or if I want to show you a video, I'd do that. That's pretty cool. It's just little buttons, and I love it. Alright, gotta reload the chat, and then I'm gonna get into this Dark Child Dream. And I think, if you haven't, has anybody heard this dream before? Because it's, I mean, compared to my first 5 videos, they're buried in like the earliest parts of my uploads. And I might have read this one within the last year or so on a live stream, but the odds are that most of you haven't heard it before. And I would definitely like to, excuse me, revisit it. Alright, I'm seeing people liking and sharing, and I definitely appreciate it. You guys are awesome. See, we're a small group, but we're tight-knit. And we support each other, we help each other out. Always. That's what I love about my legion of dreamers. Yeah, it would be pretty fun. It would be pretty nice if you could just spam thumbs up for stuff that you really enjoy. Alright. You gotta excuse me for a second. I've been working out a lot more than usual, and my back and neck are killing me right now. Okay. Yeah, I love our community as well, as you know. All right, so for this, I'm actually gonna take the face cam off and have you guys kind of just listen to some creepy music. And I want you to put yourself in the, oh, Clarissa, you'd give me a massage, is that right? He, indeed. No, but for real, I could use one. So if anybody's in Florida, let me know. So, I want you guys to put yourself in my shoes. Enter my mind and listen to the words I say so that you can really put yourself in this room. It's a hospital room, like an operating room. And everything is so pristine. It's exactly where you would want to be when it's time for your child to be born. It's just a nice, pleasant, it's supposed to be a pleasant and soothing environment. And yeah, actually, Amber, you are in a hospital, so you don't have to go that far to imagine that. All right. So, here we go. Dark child. I'm inside some sort of operating room. The air smells typical for that of a pristine hospital. Scrubbed. Chemical odors waft about, producing a slight sting in my nostrils, but not too bad. I look over to my left and I see a group of people with long white coats. Doctors and nurses huddled around a hospital bed. I walk forward to investigate. There's a beautiful brown-skinned woman on the bed, which I can now see is a birthing table. She is amidst the throes of labor, and I cannot but assume that I am the father of her child. Her breathing is intense. The focused grimace of pure concentration twists the stunning features of her face. With a final push, she relaxes, leaning her head back onto the mattress. I can see just over the shoulder of the doctor my first glimpse of our newborn child. A boy, I think. The doctor turns to me, handing me the infant. He's wearing a surgical mask that obscures most of his face, but his eyes betray a peculiar sense of dread. I look the boy over, inspecting his features, expecting to find something wrong. His skin is pale, but I can still see the honey-colored undertones of his complexion. Fairly typical. His hair is black and silken like his mother. His arms, legs, and head are well formed. I notice that he appears to be completely docile, not crying or squirming the way one would expect for a newborn. His eyes slowly crack open to reveal something that immediately unnerves me. Where each of his eyes should be, there is a faceted crystalline orb of a darker black than anything I've ever seen. He stares at me with a knowing gaze, as if he's expecting something else to happen. A black feather flicks past my eye, causing me to flinch. In my mind, I can hear a voice. I know you know what I am. You had better take care of me. I think to myself with the first waves of fright lapping at the shores of my consciousness. What kind of child is this? I have the innate feeling that this creature in my arms is the ultimate life form. in possession of potential that transcends everything currently known to man. Whether he will be a boon or a blight shall remain to be seen. I feel a sharp pang of fear creeping its way into my thoughts. At the same moment, the woman on the table cries out again, this time in great pain. It is clear that something is terribly wrong. The doctors and nurses clamor around the birthing table as I lift my head to investigate. I can see between the woman's legs. Slowly emerging from her birth canal is a small appendage resembling an undeveloped hoof, followed by a tiny horse-like head. This creature emerges from the woman's body and feebly crawls up to stand upon her stomach. Another black feather glances across my vision, and then another several, as one of the nurses begins to scream in terror. The creature looks like something torn from the womb of a beast, far too early to have become a viable member of its own kind. It stands on 4 legs and struggles to keep its balance. Its legs brace themselves against its mother's stomach, as it begins to grow at a shocking pace, still standing on her belly. The black feathers begin to swirl around me now in a torrent. As my view begins to be obscured by the feathers little by little, I can see the doctors and nurses bleeding from their eyes, noses, and mouths, even their ears, collapsing one by one to the ground where they lie motionless. The creature, now the size of a large cat and still growing rapidly, sprouts black wings that stretch out as if it was preparing for flight. I look down at my son, whose gaze has never left me, and the world goes dark, covered and lost in the storm of black feathers. Then I wake up. All right. That really took me back there. And that was one of the more disturbing and intriguing dreams that I've ever had, as far as I can remember. So weird. Seeing that little horse-like creature come out, and it was, the more I think about it, the more I wonder if those two creatures were related, if the baby and the horse were, because technically they're siblings. They grew up in the same womb. But are they supposed to be, say that baby was one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and that was his horse. You know, just as an example, as far as lore goes. Very interesting feeling. And then that was one of the very few times that I can remember someone speaking to me in my dream telepathically. And it was the voice of an adult when the baby spoke to me. That's why I deepen my voice when the baby's like, I know you know what I am. You know, I do say it that way whenever I read this, because that's the way I remember it. It was like a deep, very masculine voice. And but imagine seeing a baby with his eyes appear to be made of like a glass, like a black glass cut stones. It was really crazy. All right, let me see. I think I missed some chat entries here. Get a grain pillow, small pillowcase with barley or oats. Oh yeah, I do have that. I also recently got. Oh, by the way, while I'm talking, tell me what you guys think about that dream, or if you ever had a dream with similar elements in it. I'd like to know that. But I got recently off of Amazon. It's like a percussion massager device. It's got a bunch of different heads that and it's basically better than a massager that just vibrates. It actually has like a piston arm that's constantly tapping at various intensities that you set it as, and that goes really it reverberates deep into your muscles, and it definitely helps clear out that lactic acid and get your muscles feeling loose again, get them feeling good again. Gets rid of the aches and stuff like that. Yeah, my voice doesn't translate through big speakers very well. It just sounds like you're listening to a bowl of oatmeal or something. That, in my opinion, maybe I'm just a stickler. But with headphones, that's, I think, the way that my voice is meant to be heard, because it captures it a lot better. I mean, well, the sound is translated a lot better through headphones for whatever reason. That's why if you ever listen to my videos, please use headphones, or even like if you're in a car, maybe sometimes car speakers do pretty good, but even then it's a little muddy. But yeah, if you want optimum butteriness for my voice, that's where you gotta go. Headphones, especially good ones. These little headphones right here, they're not that great, but I just use them so that you guys don't have to see big giant headphones on my head when I'm streaming. It just looks weird. I have thought about Jersey Devil with regards to that. Yeah, who said that? I just saw it. Okay, I'm officially lost in the comments. Let's see here. Yeah, that grain pillow, I think I have, what I have is just a sock with rice, dry jasmine rice in it. And I have done that before when necessary, but I normally don't go to the trouble of doing that. Galactic, greetings, my friends, and Drex, hello there. French Quarter of New Orleans, or New Orleans. Sam and Dean type of stuff. That's pretty interesting. The French Quarter, as I understand, is a pretty interesting place to do ghost hunting and things like that. You know, one day maybe I'll go and visit my friend Dark Waters over there, and I'm sure he'll know where to take me if I do that. Yeah, you're a Naruto fan, is that right, Galactic? Mangekyo Sharingan. There's a lot of, and you know that I had that dream. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I had that dream long before Naruto came to the United States. Okay, let me see if I'm missing anybody. Yeah, it's a very, very creepy dream. All right, I'm gonna go through these comments and try to get as far down the line as possible. Master of the Horse. You see, I felt like the baby with the feathers, it was almost like the feathers were being used to teleport me away from that location, or at least to protect me from being killed through just simple proximity to that horse creature. That was kind of like the vibe I got from it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, innocence and fear. Cliche, good and evil. Yeah, that baby was not sweet or innocent. I'm almost positive of it. But you know, I don't know if I mentioned it. If I mentioned it in the story, no, I didn't. The girl that was giving birth to that child in my dream, it was a person that I knew, and I never had any romantic interest in that woman. But I kept up with her. I kept up with her for a few years after this. It was someone I worked with. And one day she did have a son. And that son looked exactly like the baby. Obviously, though, with regular brown eyes. And then I remember being very creeped out when I saw the picture of him. And I was like, man, I was kind of hoping that she would have had a girl or something, so that there would have been no way that happened. But her first child happened to be a boy, and it's not that it's super difficult for babies to look like other babies, but the baby I saw in my dream was pretty much the exact baby that she really had in real life. I'm glad you guys like the voice tricks there. 3 creepy commercials by Mr. Horror. I'll check that out, Brad. Ruben, you say you see a shadowy spider in your dreams. Is that interesting? Tariko, greetings. I'm glad you caught the story. Yeah, I did read this dream before. And I think I also read the Seductress dream before in the library. Both of those dreams involve women that I knew in real life at some point or another. Maria Teresa, greetings. Glad to see you here. I need to put this up a little bit, but I don't want it to go up so high that maybe I just need to add a little bit more foam up there above the top of my wall so it doesn't look weird. I haven't spoken to DW in a while. He's a really busy man. He's not an easy person to contact. He's got a lot going on, but it seems like he's doing fine. Stray Panther 79 says the baby could be like an unfamiliar aspect of myself. That's pretty deep. So Ariel, explain. You said you actually got to know my channel because of dreams. So how was that? Is that you looked up videos about dreams and you saw my early old school videos, or did I actually visit you in your dreams like a lot of other people have told me? Believe it or not, several people have told me that they've seen me in their dreams, even before I showed my face, which is interesting. Yeah, Supernatural. When I was in the military, I used to watch it. I watched like the first 2 seasons of it, and then something about it just fell off. I fell off the wagon, and I haven't picked it up since. And you know, once you get so far behind, it's just too much of an undertaking to try to get it back. So I really haven't gotten back into it really. Okay, Low Lightning. Hello there. Welcome to the stream, my friend. B, if you have some ideas, hit me up anytime and let me know what you think, because that would be cool. Yeah, I was definitely out of control though. All right, I'm almost out to the Nathan Robinson greetings. What is up indeed? No, I lost touch with her a long time ago. And that boy is probably it's probably at least 8 or 9 years old now. At least. Yeah, dream interpretation. I have this huge book about dream interpretation that my cousin got me, who she has a natural ability to interpret dreams, but I just can't. I haven't had the time or occasion to really look into it and educate myself to a deep extent on that. Mostly because I think it's fun to just kind of throw stuff at the wall when it comes to that and just think about different things. Especially the more you know about a person's life, the more you can infer from their dreams. And I know quite a bit about my own life, so sometimes I see something happen and I kind of know where it's coming from. Other times I'm like, what's the deal with that? I really wonder. Alec R. What's up, my friend? Do you like horror movies? I like certain types of horror movies. I recently watched the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And I did like the first one very much. I liked the third one. Did not like the second one at all. The third one was pretty cool, though, because obviously it's about the Dream Warriors. And once upon a time, I considered myself a Dream Warrior of sorts. So that was definitely an interesting thing to see, although there's certain things I wish they did a little differently there. But my favorite types of horror films are ones that involve aspects of like kind of like the old gods, like Lovecraftian type of creatures and powers that be, being something that's far beyond human understanding. That's my favorite type of horror genre, if you will. Like Cabin in the Woods, for example. One of my favorites. It Follows. Another one that's really good. Even movies like The Void. I saw that a couple months ago, finally, on Netflix. And it's when the root of the horror is based on bizarre entities and creatures that, you know, that are just completely mind-blowing to us, like where we couldn't even comprehend it if we saw it. It's so intense or so horrible. That's my favorite. And yes, I do love werewolves, of course. Let's see here. Ariel, you said you saw me in a dream. Is that right? I've been playing with the idea. I did a while back. I had a video that I called Travel the Mind. And it was a serene environment where I did some breathing exercises in the beginning, and then I kind of take you through, like, on a mental journey through a planet that you and I create together. And if you haven't seen that, it's a really interesting experience in my mind. I think so. And I'm actually, maybe that'll be what I do for Halloween. I've been flirting with the idea of actually finishing and writing that and having it be like a horror themed one instead of one that's calm and serene, because it's kind of supposed to be like meditation in some way. But I think this would be a good opportunity, a good Halloween video. Let me know if you guys have any ideas as far as what you think I should do for Halloween. That would be a great help, because I'm so busy these days that it's hard for me to think of what I should do at any given time, let alone for a special occasion. Okay, I have another dream for you guys. A couple people said they would like to hear one of the zombie dreams, and I have about 4 of them to choose from. Let's see here. I might have to look up some of the other ones. I thought I had 4 in here, but I'm only seeing 1 right now. Okay, here we go. Zombies, zombies, zombies. Okay. I've got one that pretty much only the most old school listeners would have heard ever. I think the first zombie dream I had was one where I was an actor, and I was supposed to be in a movie with zombies in it. And when myself and the other actors got to the set, it was abandoned, and there were actual zombies there. And of course, I also had another dream of zombies during my time in Afghanistan. That was interesting. And yeah, it's kind of funny to see my old writing style, because these are things that I wrote a long time ago. Okay. All right, let's see here. Rooster Cogwell, greetings, my friend. Welcome. And hey, anytime you want to use my voice to help you go to sleep is fine with me. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. I don't get offended if people fall asleep while listening to my videos. Not even close. Luna Moon says, why not collab with Jordan Perscotti? Creepypasta storyteller. I don't know who that is. Give me 1 second. I'm actually going to try to look up these people that you guys are recommending to me, so that I don't forget. Someone said another one not long ago. Miss McCreepster or something like that. Okay. Jordan Persegati. That's a pretty huge channel. The odds of them working with me are quite low, honestly, but it never hurts to ask, I guess. Can someone remind me of the other YouTuber that was recommended that I listen to or reach out to? I think it might have been Amber that made the recommendation. I'm looking back in the chat. Okay, Lady McCreepsta. It was Ariel. It was Ariel that recommended that. I'm gonna find that, and we'll see what they have in store, what they have to offer. All right. Back down to the chat. Oh, another one, Woodward TV. Let's see here. I'll search for that, and then I'll get onto this story. This dream, it's sort of zombie based, but what it is almost more of an apocalypse type of situation. Mr. Nightmare, Llama Arts. Okay. Mr. Creepypasta is one of the most elusive collaborators anywhere. Oh, Ruben, you said thank you for your service. That was my pleasure, friend. Absolutely. Alec, you said you watch my stuff in the morning at your crappy job. Well, I hope that you find a source of employment that you enjoy. That's what, I always say, if I started this 2 years earlier, I would have never had to do what I do now. I think I would have caught that wave that everybody was on earlier on. SM Gamer, greetings, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Okay, let's see here. Mr. Davis is a good friend of mine. Yeah, everybody's Mr. And Mr. Davis is actually, his name is Mr. Davis, so you can't really fault him for that. But everybody else, there's a reason why I'm called Mr. X that I've spoken about before. Maria, you said, have I ever thought of learning American Sign Language? My thoughts, and also have you ever wanted to do some stories about Texas? Well, if you have a story about Texas, Maria, let me know, and I'll see if it's something that I can make a video out of. You were blocked from Mr. Creepypasta's live stream? I doubt that he blocked you himself. It was probably a mod or someone else. Shannon Hall, greetings, my friend. I try to notice everyone, SM Gamer, don't worry. Alright, so I know I said zombies, but I titled this one as Mutant Apocalypse. And that's I just had pretty simple names for my dreams, just so that I can look at it and immediately remember what exactly it was. And this is another one that I might have read on a live stream before, because it is one of the more mentally engaging ones, and one of the more deep lore-driven ones. Because my favorite SM Gamer, I wasn't trying to say like, hey, you're not special, because I try to acknowledge everyone. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not going to say everybody's special either, because that means that no one's special if you've watched The Incredibles. But yeah, I think everyone deserves to be recognized, if possible. Because some of these streamers, when you have 13,000 people watching you, you can't blame them for not even mentioning anything, but still, I can't imagine. Sometimes I see streamers online and people are giving them super chat, and they don't even acknowledge it whatsoever until like maybe the very end. They just say, hey, everybody, thanks for the super chats. But still, even that, if you have 10,000 people and 500 of them giving you a super chat, how can you thank them? It's really a conundrum. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to go back to that creepy music. And we are going to get into this story. So once again, I want you to take a moment and place yourself in my shoes. I always set up the environment and the setting of these dreams in the beginning so that you kind of have an idea of what's going on. So, here's the dream. Mutant apocalypse. I've been holed up in a high-tech bunker for more days than I can remember. We've long ago lost track of time, but in the past, a mysterious cataclysm of apocalyptic proportions occurred, leaving life on Earth a shattered remnant of its former glory. Only about 20% of the human race still survives, and even that, unfortunately, depends on how you define survival. In this world, there once was a time when aliens came from outer space and had grown to be moderately accepted among human populations. Though they were often discriminated against and rarely trusted, they served many functioning roles in human society and were quickly gaining grounds in the social and political atmospheres. Those were actually happier times. Since then, humanity has been devastated by an unknown force. The effects seem to be totally random, as if to be the act of some twisted, whimsical deity. I have my daughter with me, Eden, along with a younger boy named Tak, who is not my son. He looks to be about 10 years old and has a gaunt build, dark brown skin and dusty black hair. I don't like him very much, but he's the only one of the survivors in the facility brave enough to come with us. Eden is still a little girl, but is skilled in combat and evasion enough for me to trust her to come out scouting with me. Every day, we leave the bunker in search of food and supplies. It's just the three of us, since everyone else is too afraid to leave the safety of the bunker. As we explore during the hours of daylight, we look off at the horizon to see how the Earth's surface has cracked and ruptured. Entire cities have fallen into enormous fissures with fire and magma shooting high into the sky in some places. There is a vast random patchwork of areas that have somehow been turned into bronze metal, solid. Perfectly circular spaces where people have been frozen with grimaced expressions on their faces. My daughter and I have walked among these standing grave sites. They're an absolute marvel to behold, even considering the deep tragedies through which they came about. The streets are littered with dangerous anomalies. Some people have risen from the dead to wander. Others were transformed into writhing masses of insects, sea life or worms which coursed through the broken pathways aimlessly. Still others were transformed into totally new, ferocious species which are mindless and hostile towards humans.
Thankfully, those are only known by their legends so far. As our expedition is drawing to a close, we come across a dirty, weak young boy who seems to be surviving in the wilds of the city on his own somehow. He's dressed in rags, a tattered white shirt draped over one shoulder, and a worn, filthy pair of briefs constitute his only clothing. The boy begins to follow us, making everyone uneasy. On our way back in from the route, I stop upon hearing an unfamiliar noise coming from the blown-out wall of a building. The boy was close in tow to us. I make the call to go backwards, backtrack and go the long way around to avoid any enemy encounters. As we back up, my daughter turns to cover our six, while Tack and I remain visually on contact with the area where the noise came from. The strange boy just walks calmly, drifting in whatever direction I take. And suddenly, a rabid humanoid creature bursts from the debris, sending boards of wood and broken bricks hurling towards us. I instinctively raise my forearm to shield my face from the projectiles when the creature charges, throwing itself forward with its limbs trailing its body, as if they were limp. Just in time, Tack fires a round from his pistol, causing the creature to recoil, but prompts it to readjust its focus to my daughter. At that moment, I instinctively grab the unknown boy, and during an instance of slowed time, I consider the fact that he looked odd somehow, like something was wrong with him. I justify my split-second decision to sacrifice him by assuming that he was probably some kind of mutant. With a strong swing of my arm, I fling his body into the path of the monster in order to save my daughter. With no resistance, no expression, no noise, he was eaten right before us. It was a simple calculation of how much I cared for him versus my daughter. After a non-stop dash for at least 2 miles, we finally arrive at the bunker to find several residents huddled in a defunct communications unit. Coming in from a long, dormant radio equipment, we hear a few special teams being sent in from some unknown fragment of world government to investigate the anomalies. As my team and I are decompressing and discussing the events, other dwellers of the bunker watch us from afar, quivering at our recounting of our exploits. A man dressed in chemical protection gear shows up suddenly at the main entry of our facility, claiming he's here to measure odd light waves and radio frequencies that are now present throughout the world. He seems to know much more than he lets on, and I don't trust him. The leader of our bunker, a scientist, lets the chemical man inside. He and his team of mystery men rush in and immediately begin setting up equipment everywhere, scanning and cataloging everything in sight. I start to hear people protesting about being grabbed and scanned themselves, soon to be followed by the sound of electronic control devices and stun guns being discharged. One by one, people are being apprehended and rounded up. As my team and I begin to calmly reach for our weapons, a hail of gunfire erupts from behind us. The sounds are muffled as I drop to my knees, slowly collapsing to the ground. As my vision fades, I see the blurred image of Tack charging forward with his pistol, firing. I somehow get the inkling that the disasters that led to this new world may have resulted from some human meddling of some sort. I've always known that leader was weak, and I've been secretly gaining support from other survivors in order to oust him and take over as the new leader of the group. If only I'd made my move sooner, we wouldn't be here, dying now. Okay, apparently I don't know how to read, judging by all those mistakes that I just made. Let's see here. Tell me what you guys thought about that dream sequence there. That's one of those times where it was basically a whole deep world. I mean, a world that had. I knew the whole history of that world, like since I was born, pretty much. And it's crazy that I could kind of just be dropped in to another reality in my mind that has its own history, its own politics, its own reasons for everything that happens. And then when I wake up, it's just gone. Like, wonder what the point is of all that. Lemon Tree, greetings, my friend. It has been a while. And did you have another name before Lemon Tree? I feel like you did. Your face looks very familiar, like one of my earlier subscribers. And B, I hope that dream was not a premonition in any way. I would hate for the world to end up like that. Roland Lafleur. I don't speak French, but I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But Roland, greetings. Yeah, sometimes I do feel like some of my dreams are kind of me occupying my own mind in another reality, or even someone else's, because it just seems it seems so fleshed out and so real. I could not imagine that that's just something my dream just popped into existence for a couple of hours and then that's it. And sometimes these dreams of mine last for days. In the dream, I'm in the dream for days or even months. And it's absolutely insane to think that that's just an instance, a 3-hour period of me sleeping. That's crazy. It could be possible, but yeah. Huh. Nathan, you have no idea how much how heartening that is for me to hear that you would follow me in a dystopian apocalyptic future. I always try to be the leader of things if I can be. And that's one of the, to me, if you can lead people and help them survive in an apocalyptic situation, that takes guts, and that's a lot. That's a lot of responsibility. But I definitely feel like that's what I would try to do, is to lead and help people as much as I could. Yeah. Cinephobics, you said that your dreams are intricate like mine. The way that you remember it is to, and I say this all the time, as soon as you wake up, have a pen and paper or something, or a notepad or something next to your bed, so that as soon as you wake up, you jot down in chronological order every bit of detail that you possibly can about that dream. And that's how and then what I do is I write that down, I go back to sleep. And then when I wake up, I go through and read over that, and it allows me to relive that dream. Then I add more detail from what I remember, because if you were to read like the first notes that I took on that dream when I first woke up, it's almost like gibberish. Only I would understand it. But that gives me a gateway, a peek back into that world, and I am able to flesh it out and remember the imagery that I saw a lot better. I definitely feel like sometimes these dreams are not just dreams. They're some kind of, especially when it's a long one that I'm there for an extended period of time, I definitely feel like it's more than just false imagery in my head. Like it's somewhere someone is going through that. I definitely have that feeling. Oh, Danny boy, greetings. And Roland, you said I did pronounce that properly. Great. That's good to hear. Lily Forerunner. It's been a long time, my friend. Greetings. Yeah. And you know, who knows? All of us right now could be asleep somewhere else in some other world, and we're dreaming this all together. Kind of makes you think about the meaning of us calling ourselves the dreamers. That's pretty interesting. Roland, I'm gonna have to hit you up if the apocalypse does actually go down, because my man has guns and ammo, and if you don't like guns, you got crossbows too. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I do. If you saw my Instagram post a week or so ago, I know my way around weapons to an extent. You know, I'm not a gun nut or anything, but I do have certain skill sets that will definitely help in that situation. Survival is another thing that I like to think about. Crimson Raiders. Why does that sound so familiar to me? Okay. Doctors wants to put you on sleep aids, but you have night. Yeah. I think the couple times that I have had Amber, the couple times I've had sleep aids of any kind, I do have not always nightmares, but pretty funky, crazy dreams. There's this melatonin chocolate. They're like little M&Ms, but they've got melatonin in the chocolate, and you take a couple of them to help you sleep. And whenever I take those, especially if I take like 2 or 3 little M&Ms worth, I have amazing dreams. Almost every time. And I also sleep really well. Yeah, I really don't want that to happen in the future. It's in this dream, this mutant apocalypse dream, let me see if I can show you the image that I drew for it. I drew a picture for this, for the background. Yeah. And this is one of my earlier pieces of art that I did on my, you know, on my drawing tablet, and looking at it now, it looks, it doesn't look amazing to me, but it is what it is. It's pretty cool. I like the colors. I'll show it to you. This image, you can see that. One of my very first thumbnail images that I drew. This is what, like, kind of a scene from that world, where, so there were, imagine this is how badly the world was cracked, and how deep the ruptures were in the surface of the earth. We could stand on this cliff and going down, and this is just, was supposed to be a city. Like, where I'm standing would have been one city block, and then the next block would have been way down here, but it just got so, it was so cracked that it's, you know, it's 100-foot difference now, and there's just ruined and collapsed cities. But then in perfectly circular areas, there were, you could see in the clouds, it was almost like a beam shot down in random areas, and anywhere that circular area touched, it was completely turned to bronze-like metal. So all the debris, all the organic matter, grass, trees, rats, humans, water, anything, everything that's in that area was metal, bronze metal. And there was literally, if you walk to the edge of that, it's just a clean-cut area around that circular area, that it goes straight back to normal soil. You know, if there were probably people who were half mummified, and then the other half is bronze, exactly as they were when they were alive. Just because of the fact that it doesn't, you know, the bronze doesn't show that age and that decay. So it was really weird. I did another one. Let me show you this. This is like I think maybe my second or third thumbnail, like, background art that I did. And it looks super lazy now to me. It probably only took me a few minutes, but I was kind of just learning. But I was at an outpost in Afghanistan, and in the dream, and we were just attacked by a legion of zombies. That's a pretty short one. I can read that for you guys if you like. Let me know if you want to see that, if you want to hear that one real quick, because it's so short. Alright, let me see here. Zombie. Should be zombie outpost or something like that. And honestly, I don't even remember this one right now. I'll have to remember it as I'm reading it. Yeah, Ariel. Yeah, if you have Instagram or Twitter, I put a lot of my drawings and stuff up on there. I do draw a lot, and I'm trying to draw more. Well, I used to draw a lot. I'm trying to draw more. I just dropped a new design in my Teespring store that you can get on hoodies, t-shirts, even leggings. Which, if I see somebody, if somebody buys leggings with my wolf design on it, that would be super dope. I would be very excited to see that, because I almost want to buy one myself and just give it to someone so that I can see them wearing it. because I never thought that that would be something that you could even do on these online, you know, apparel stores, is put your own design on leggings. It's something about that just blows my mind. I don't know why. Okay, somebody wants to see that. Somebody wants to hear that. Nathan, you said you like the new shirt design. Oh, hey, if you get one, anybody who gets any of my Galactic, you'll buy those leggings. Is that right? Okay. Hey, anybody who gets anything from my merch store at teespring.com, and actually, let's take a commercial break since I have this cool button right here. Anybody who buys anything from my Teespring store, it's teespring.com/stores/mr.xdreams store. If you do get anything, make sure you send me a cool picture of you wearing it or using it or whatever, and then you might end up in a video like this. On my live streams, I always try to play these with the people that send me the pictures and their names, so you can kind of, you know, you can be seen. And if you notice, these people are not just regular people. They are woke. They are dreamers. They have the glowing eyeballs that I have in my presentation. And as you can see, a lot of people enjoy these articles of clothing, mugs, and this is the old stuff. The new stuff, to me, is even cooler. And hey, somebody from the chat, maybe even someone else from the chat over here right now. So, you know, thank you guys for anybody who's listening right now who has bought merch, especially those who have sent me a picture. To me, it's cool when you buy it, and you know, I get a couple of dollars from that. Helps me fund the stuff that I do on this channel. Helps me get cool little gadgets and stuff like that, and that's awesome. But it's even more awesome when I actually see you wearing it and see you representing the dreamers like that. That it just literally is one of the most heartwarming things that happen to me on a daily basis. So, Roland, it sounds like you need a little encouragement on getting those leggings. And hey, Ariel, you can stalk me on Instagram. It's fine. I have no worries with that. In fact, I welcome it. Yeah, Instagram. If you can see down here, there's some. You know, that's my Twitter and Instagram. If you guys haven't followed it already. B, I'm glad you like that sweatshirt. One day I'm gonna get one. Right now I just have this, and I got the mug. It's in a cabinet because I'm not. You know what? I need to do that from now on. If I'm wearing the shirt, I'll grab the mug instead of drinking from this big old shaker cup. I'll drink from the mr.xdreams mug next time. Vamp Lugosi, greetings, my friend. I'm glad you like the merch. I'm glad you are liking the live stream. Oh man. Okay, so Galactic, if you buy the hoodie and leggings, please send me a dope picture, and it'll show up. And B, I'm still waiting for your pictures too. All right. So, cue the creepy music again. I need to make a... Actually, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to make a little button for this scene that I'm trying to do right now. Okay. Dopamine pics. It's not quite what I was asking for, but whatever floats your boat, my friend. All right. So, back to the dark and moody music. So, once again, remember that photo that I showed you. Put yourself in my shoes. Think about being at a lonely outpost, remote location, in an austere, dangerous environment. I'm in Afghanistan. Been there many times before, but this time I'm stationed at the most remote outpost I've ever been to. I'm halfway down a ladder attached to a lookout post, descending after getting relieved from my shift on watch. My eyes almost squint shut when I hear an unnatural, rapid scream tear through the night air. I climb back up the outpost ladder in a sprint. As I make the last rung, I stop cold, with the wind whistling past my eyes, blurring my vision. I survey the grounds of the post to see that it is suddenly being overrun by droves of undead people in old military uniforms, scores of them swarming around the concrete walls of our compound. I look down the ladder and confirm that no living soldier is within range of it. Seeing no one, I frantically disconnect it and send it tumbling to the ground, knocking over several undead running recklessly below. I'm forced to watch as many of my fellow soldiers begin being overtaken by the hordes. A dreadful sight. I'm in such shock that I nearly forget that in my hands I have an M4 rifle. I make a vain attempt at thinning the enemy numbers. There seems to be no end to their rampage. After expending my ammunition, the creatures are beginning to climb the legs of the outpost. I shove them off with the butt of my rifle as they scramble back up with limitless, blind determination. I'm close enough to see their facial expressions, many of them with permanent scowls etched into their decomposing flesh. Others with a look of pure, unbridled hunger I hope to never know. I'm losing ground. I need to get out of the outpost. I smash a window and jump to a nearby rooftop just in time. It's a matter of about a 15-foot drop. There, I stumble upon some fellow soldiers. From our high vantage point, we can see the way the creature's movement flowed, almost according to a pattern, as if there was a single organism or a stream of blood navigating through a vascular system. The flow seems to be slowing for no apparent reason, and I have the feeling that the onslaught is nearing its end. Moments later, the zombies stop in their tracks, turn around, and begin to exit the compound. I have to know what's going on. The zombies even seem to ignore any human that stands in the way of their retreat. I descend from the rooftop and stand among them, testing my theory. They walk right past me. I can smell the pungent sting of their odor. I still haven't forgotten it. Come to think of it, the entire incident must have lasted less than 5 minutes, but it felt like a lifetime. Yeah, now I remember it. Danny boy, you gotta go. Have a good night, my friend. Thanks for hanging out and stopping by for a while. Appreciate it. So, with this dream, I remember, I mean, I know, having been to Afghanistan, that's, I mean, obviously how I knew that that's where I was in the dream. I don't think I was actually there when I had this dream, so it might have been a dream that I had while I was in the States. And I remember thinking, it was almost like the zombies in this dream were a singular, like a hive organism. Like it was all part of the same thing. Because like I said in the dream, in the description of it, they all kind of flowed in. If you looked from a high vantage point, you can see them flowing in as if they were blood cells flowing through a vein. They all came in a certain way, and then at some point they just stopped and they just started meandering back the same way. And it almost felt like they were being sent there for something, like imagine white blood cells in your body. They go along the path of your veins to the place where there's an infection or where there's something that's not supposed to be there. And then they do their thing. They try to eliminate the infection, and then they go back about their business or leave or whatever. And gee, okay, you gotta go. Hey, have a good night, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. So it was, and the another weird thing was that the zombies were dressed in like old military uniforms. They were not dressed like we were. They had these old kind of olive drab or tan. And they had weird hats. It was all different. I got the feeling that these were soldiers that died there long before we got there. So, Joanne Byrne from Ireland, huh? Very nice. Greetings. Thanks for coming by. This is, you're just the type of person that this stream is for. People that are way later in the timeline. You know, you're actually in the future from me. It's just about 6 o'clock here, and so I'm in the past. I'm old. And yeah, Nathan, Russian soldiers, that might have been what it was. And if you think about it, the history of Afghanistan, if you don't know, there's a lot of it's war. It's been war in the Middle East for so long. Roland says, thank you for your service. Hey, my pleasure, my friend. Thank you for the kind thought. There's been so much war in that region. I never thought about this before. I don't think I thought about this before, but I wonder if those undead creatures were just trying to tell us, hey, don't do this, you know, like don't waste yourselves, don't waste your lives, you know, and if you keep doing that, we're just going to come here and we're going to kill you. I know that's a bit counterintuitive, but you know, it's a very interesting way of thinking about it that I never really did before. Clarissa and Brad, thank you guys, thank you. And Joanne, you said it's 2300 there. I appreciate the military time reference. That's always very good. You cannot get the time wrong if you use military time. I'm not going to stand on a soapbox or anything, but it's a lot clearer. If you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to be there at 1900, they know that you mean 7 p.m. If you say I'll be there at 7, okay, 7 in the morning or 7 at night, what are you talking about? You know, if you say I'm gonna be there at 9, same thing. So I recommend everybody be familiar with military time. Oh, Clarissa, that was very nice of you. You shouted out my stream on Twitter. I appreciate that. So just so y'all know that I'm legit. There's my phone. There's my phone time, and I got my new design on there as my lock screen, which I'm super proud of. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be putting it on there. Yep. Poppy. Someone else said Poppy earlier, and I was wondering why they said that. Yeah, oh, Roland. Soldiers are real superheroes. There are... I'm not going to say that every single soldier or, you know, military person is a superhero, but trust me when I tell you, among military members, there are some legit superheroes. I'm talking about, like, could be on the Avengers type people. There are, you know, if you look at special forces, there's some insanely talented, physically and mentally gifted people. It's nuts. Some of the things that I've seen, it's really crazy, very impressive, and it's a level that most human beings cannot even think of getting to. And some people are born like that. Some people train hard and gain those abilities. But either way, they are out there. There are people that, and I've always, not always, but for a long time now, I've thought, like, if I was president, or if I was the king of some place, I would take those people, the people that are the top performing, mentally and physically performing human beings in my place, in my area, in my country, or whatever I had jurisdiction over, and I would offer them the ability to be superheroes. Like, you know how they have the military, Navy SEALs, all that stuff? There would be a superhero bureau, a group of superheroes that are outfitted and sponsored by the government. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm talking about they would have costumes, they would have their own theme songs, everything. Oh, Donica, greetings. Oh, Super Stellar, you're in Serbia, and it's midnight there. That's pretty cool. Well, soldiers, and then there's cannon fodder. I wouldn't say cannon fodder. I mean, not that anyone uses cannons anymore. I hope they're not using cannons. I'd rather get shot in the head with a pistol than hit with a cannon and have my whole body blown in half. Yeah, but I mean, there are multiple levels of soldier throughout the world. I mean, if you look at, like, Thai Marines or Filipino Marines, you know, there's some pretty crazy stuff going on out there as far as what people are capable of and what they can become and what they can train themselves with. But without a super suit, I mean, imagine, you know, we spend $7 million on a tank or something like that. Imagine if we spent $5 million developing a super suit for the top tier human specimen to wear and in combat and on missions. Imagine the capabilities that would have, and Not even that, just in a police department. Say every major city has a legit superhero squad. 3, 4, 5 superheroes with their own identities, their own look, their own costumes. I think that would be amazing for the morale of the force there, the morale of the people that are being protected by this superhero group. Imagine if there was a Justice League or an Avengers team for every major region of the country. Something crazy is happening. Like, hey, we have the Southeast Avengers. They're coming in. They got their $80 million plane that can go anywhere, and they're coming in to help. Imagine being a cop on the street and that happens. You see somebody jumping out of a plane to land in front of the building where there's some crazy thing happening that they need, that only they can help with. That would be dope. Yeah, like Master Chief. Somebody lands from jumping 200 feet out of the air from a helicopter, and they land on the ground, and it's someone who looks like Master Chief. 7 foot tall, armored with all kinds of crazy technology embedded. That would be amazing. Okay. Oh, just turned 11. Yeah, it is getting pretty late. I'm not going to be on too much longer. If you guys have any other ideas, because I love just sitting here talking to you guys, especially with the camera. It gives me like someone to talk to. It feels like, even though I'm just talking to a little camera guy. Oh, I mean a little actual camera. It makes me feel a little more connected to you guys, and I hope you feel the same way. I like, talking to you like this, which is what I always used to kind of do as one thing, but this is a lot more personal to me, and I want to have that connection with you guys, and it's a lot more fun this way. But I do want to start getting into things like playing games or doing other cool stuff like that, that we can kind of experience together. So if you guys have any ideas or any interesting things that you like to do, I could always use that super chat, the super chat money, to, if you guys vote on a game and I get a couple of super chats, we can get in the game and we'll play it together, which would be super dope. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, so you guys are definitely feeling that idea. Yeah, yeah, Donica, that would be cool. I mean, that would be a cool story. I would listen to it or read it. Cinephobics, you guys legit have RoboCop in Detroit? I mean, you should have RoboCop. There's the government could definitely move around a couple dollars from things that are, frivolous, like, I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of waste in the government, money wise. Everybody knows that, and they take a little bit of that, throw it at a RoboCop for Detroit. Detroit could use a couple of RoboCops. That's all I'm going to say. Robert Hellring, greetings, my friend. I love you too, and I'm glad you love my channel. Would I ever do interactive stories, Springtrap? That's a good question. What kind of interactive story do you mean? You should send me a message and see. Let me know what exactly you're thinking of, because that's sounds on its face sounds like a really cool idea, and you guys are very interactive, which I love, and that's a good. That might be a really interesting idea, a really good concept. Amber, the leggings are on Teespring. If you go to teespring.com and just look through my store, it's like 3 pages of different items, and you'll see the leggings on there. Might be on page 2 or 3 or something. But yeah, let's see here. Don't Starve Together. I've heard about that. I'm not sure if I would. I'm not sure what kind of game that you guys would like. Yes, you're gonna have to let me know. Ruben Flores. It's 3:06 for you. Where are you, my friend? That's pretty. What are you in, like China or something, or Russia? I don't know. I don't know how that you gotta be way out there if it's 3 o'clock. Wait, B. Okay, Super Mario. You would whip my butt in Super Mario? How do you even do that? Judge Dredd. Yeah, Judge Dredd was a good movie. The newer one I loved. It was awesome. Marco Ramos, greetings, my friend. I'm glad you made it. It's I'm about to wrap up probably in a little bit, but yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute. See, Robert, did you tell me where you are, Robert? Who said it was 3 a.m.? No, Ruben. Ruben, you're in Arizona. You see, this is what I'm talking about with the military time. You said it's 3:06. I'm thinking 3:06 in the morning, meaning that you're across the Atlantic Ocean somewhere in Africa or something. See, if you just said it's 15:06, I would have known, okay, you're to the west of me. See, that's case in point right there. Yeah, you can browse my merch on YouTube now, which is pretty awesome. They recently added that. Yeah, Scarlet Witch, you are company, and you're among great company. I definitely feel like that. It's really cool to just be able to hang out with a few dozen people and just chat, and everybody's talking and hanging out with each other. And Marco, yeah, you can. I mean, it'll be up. I'll leave it up for a while, a week or two, so that you can. Anyone who missed it can come back and see it, and see all the stuff that we talked about. I told a few dream stories, mostly about zombies, and that was a lot of fun. And I actually had a chance to really think about it, and some of them I never thought about in the same way as I did today. Yeah, Roland, yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one as well. The next one will probably be later, because this one, it's rare for me to have an early afternoon on Saturday where, you know, I can just sit down and do a live stream like this. But it's definitely something I enjoy doing. Usually I don't even start until like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Yeah, there's Ariel, there's like a couple of like slouchy fit clothing items. I think there's a slouchy hoodie or like an oversized hoodie in the store. If you like that type of fit, there's a couple of options for you. There's one that's called women's like slouchy hoodie or slouchy shirt. You know, the ones with the big wide neck opening. But yeah, whatever you do, if you get something, make sure you send me a picture, because anytime I get that makes my day more than almost anything else. Not even about, you know, because not even about the little cut that I get from there, but just seeing that, I'm like, man, something I drew on my computer or on my iPad, somebody's rocking it right now and wearing my design. So wait, let me show you guys something real quick. If I can pull up this, I want to show you guys the design that I made. so you can have a good look at it. I want to kind of explain it to you. Okay. So, if you look at this image, you'll see this, there's, you know, it's kind of like a picture frame type thing, but right here is kind of my new logo. Not really logo, but it's something I created to represent myself. So obviously, anyone who knows me would know that there's Mr. Whoops. Mr. X, and then there's the Mr. and dot XD for dreams. So yeah, sigil is a good word. Thank you, Joanne. That's a good one. And did you guys see, I don't know if any of you had seen I actually did a little speed drawing video. I posted it on Instagram and Twitter, and then I also posted it on YouTube. And that one got a few views, and then it kind of just stopped. It kind of just shut down. But yeah, that's how it looks on a shirt. And it looks, I'm so happy with that, how it came out. And it's really kind of a rough hand-drawn look, but I like it though. And see, this is how it started. I got up in the middle of the night one night and drew this. I was like, oh man, this is going to be my new logo. I drew this on my phone, and then that turned into that. So it's much more it's not polished, because that's not really what I wanted. And then this is what that image first looked like, the wolf head. When I woke up in the middle of the night and drew it and just sketched it out quickly, this is what it was like. I'm glad you guys like that. The biggest size, I'm not sure what the biggest size is on there, but it's, I think they have XXL maybe. It doesn't really allow me to choose what the biggest sizes are that I offer. It just says, it either says things, or, I mean, it's just the default. All I can do is decide what styles I want. Yeah. But hey, I'm glad, I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. It is a little bit like a dream catcher. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves on this stream. It's about time for me to get going. I'm getting kind of hungry, and I don't like being hungry for very long. Believe in zombies? It depends on what you mean by zombie. If you go back on my channel to the older days, you can look up there's a video called Haitian Zombie, Voodoo Zombie. And it's very interesting and very sad. It involves a friend of mine. And if you see that, leave a comment and let me know what you think. And in that case, I've heard some pretty compelling evidence of there being actual zombie-like scenarios with some people. But yeah. Eagle is your spirit animal, Roland. Very interesting. My grandfather identified very much with the eagle. I've always been the wolf myself. Alright, my friends. I think it's time to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. It's very,
very entertaining and fun for me to be here doing these live streams with you guys. Thank you so much again to Amzikins and Jessica D for your wonderful, generous donations with your super chats. I appreciate that. And I hope that you guys have an excellent night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. And if I don't talk to you again between now and Halloween, be extra safe during Halloween. It could be a fun time, but don't let loose too much, because no, I don't want you to get hurt. Yeah, Master Panda, hey there, my friend. Greetings. And yeah, you guys know the deal. Be the best person you can be. Be a good example to those around you. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And just stay as awesome as you are now. And if you're not going to do that, get more awesome. That's what I'll say. Yeah. Oh, Jessica D, you're getting married this Halloween. Well, you need to be saving your money for that maybe that honeymoon or the bills that you're going to be paying when you get married. But I appreciate that. Makes your donation even more special. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, well, it's good hanging out with you folks, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of your weekend. As always, my friends, I'm Mr. X, and may your nights be full of dreams. I meant to say, love you guys. I forgot to say that. All right, later.